Breeding pit of Skarn's army. All I have to do is stitch it shut. You've trapped us together, demon. Not a winning strategy. Could use some assistance. Can hardly breathe. Need to move faster. Heal me. Set foot in our world. Never. Your fear betrays you. I need more time. I am renewed.
Hey there. It's good to see you. I hope that can help.
I will fight to the end. My aim is true. This is the power of the Iceburn Tear? Threat. stay here. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Collapse is growing worse. Best stay alert and not get crushed. Feel my wrath. Darkness awaits you. The biting cold is unrelenting, even from here. This is the power of the iceburn tear. Still waiting. biting cold is unrelenting, even from here. This is the power of the iceburn tear? Another enemy vanquished. Vengeance. I need more time. The cavern is collapsing. I can't stay here. Your fear betrays you. death. Darkness awaits you. Betrays you. You must hunger for death. Your blood will fall like rain. Suffer! You deserve nothing vengeance. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Still recharging. Give me a moment. My aim is true. Feel my wrath. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Your fear betrays you. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Vengeance. You must hunger for death. Continues. Give me a moment. Your fear betrays you.
Smith. Gratitude.
Betrays you. Suffer. You deserve nothing less. Suffer. You deserve nothing less.
Gratitude. Smith. Gratitude.
You deserve nothing less. Darkness awaits. Your fear betrays you. Give me comes. I'm not ready. Your fear betrays you. I need you. I'm not ready yet. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. I cannot carry anymore.
Smith. Services. Smith. Gratitude.
healed. Vengeance. Your fear betrays you.
Services. Gratitude. Smith. Gratitude.
healed. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Your fear betrays you. darkness awaits you.
Haha, yes. Your reputation precedes you, friend. Honor is hard won, and just deeds are rewarded.
Hey there. It's good to... You do the fighting, I'll do the forging.
If you've got the gold, I've got the goods. I think you might have gotten the better end of that one.
What do you need, friend? You do the fighting, I'll do the forging. Hey there. It's good to... I hope that can help.
Give me a moment. Suffer! You deserve nothing less. Am I stronger? Oh, I like that.
Okay, so first things first, before I get into the bulk of it, I do want to say thank you guys for watching me. I know I haven't been as consistent as I used to be, and that's because it's kind of, the game's doing some interesting things that I honestly haven't found to be that interesting myself. However, I do think we can kind of see some of what they're doing and why they're doing it now. So for example, everyone knows that we've all spent quite a bit of money, and as far as Aftershock United is concerned, on Diablo Immortal. Now, when we did this, we usually bought $200, $300, $400 worth of content, or sorry, orbs, and then ran it for content, so on and so forth. You guys saw the videos, let's not lie. But it's very interesting that when we go to the shop, right, everything looks hunky-dory. And mind you, I am on a PC, right? I'm playing via the PC client, no big deal here. Notice that I can get 7,200 orbs for $100. So this was fine and dandy. We all spent quite a bit of money. Now, all of a sudden, now that we've had things come out where like the UK has bumped up the price by another 20% in the App Store. We're having rumors of people getting banned for doing currency conversion and chargebacks, right? These are all different aspects, and also loaders who are using, you know, sketchy services to put orbs on people's accounts. Now Blizzard's like, hey, you know what? As a result of this, they did this. So this came out, I think, a day or two ago now, where you can now buy 15,000 orbs for $200. Now, some of you may go, okay, well, why do I care about 15,000 orbs for $200, John? Well, the thing is that is $200 for 15,000, okay? So that is different than the additional of the, than the original that you can buy through the Play Store and through the game itself of just 100. So notice that this you buy via, right here, right, in-game content. However, if you wanted to buy this equivalent on your account, what you'd have to do is actually go over here and buy 2 of them. Now you need to buy 2 of these for $200, but then if you do the math, that doesn't jive, right? So then we have 7,200 orbs currently, plus 7,200, okay? That makes 14,400. So that's 600 orbs more than what you could buy if you buy in game. Now, for those of you who are not aware, 600 orbs is just up here at the top, and that is basically amounts to the $10 value. Now, granted, yes, I do realize you get that extra 50, which is notable, okay? But the thing is that 600 orbs, what does that actually give you? That actually amounts to about a 20% increase in orbs given by actually buying the bigger pack, which seems rather odd. Why would they do that? I have speculation, some thought on this, right? Like, for example, let's say that if you had a particular preference for playing Diablo Immortal, let's say you were using like your Google Play Store, right? Google Play Store allows you to get a kickback and gets you some bonus in-game current or bonus Google currency, right? Where you can go and redeem some of your points. That way you can go ahead and you can get free gift cards that then you can use on Diablo Immortal or whatever game you want to be, right? So they have that kickback service to entice people to spend on Google Play. Myself, I always buy on everything on Google Play because I know I'm gonna get those rewarded orbs, and I want to utilize those to get gift cards so that way I can keep reusing and reinvesting into these games, especially when I find myself maybe a little bit low on change, or maybe if I want to just check out a new game and I'm like, hey, I can have this amount kind of set aside as kickbacks from other games. I'll play with it just a little bit. Now Diablo Immortal has come out with Blizzard apparently is asking for money, and that's the sad part about this, because why would they give us a $200 pack for 15,000 if they weren't trying to do what I feel like is another cash grab? I'm sorry, I really do. It's been a little over 3 months now. Out of the blue, right? We have the recommend a friend, right? You can now recommend a friend to the game, which is, once again, I mean, recruit a friend. This is usually a sign of, okay, well, spread it out, get more people playing. They literally released this, and then a couple of days later they release this. I just don't get it. To me, this is not, I don't like it. I'm a little, I shouldn't say I'm upset, because I'm done spending on Diablo Immortal. I'm not going to spend anything more on it. However, the simple fact that now that it's been 3 or 4 months, a lot of the original players have kind of quit, right? They would have bought this pack much more, right? Myself included. I would have bought this pack for every single one of them. I've been like, hey, well, I was only going to spend 100, but for an extra $100, I get a 20% more in value. Okay, sure, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. So the fact that they didn't do that, the fact that they were like, well, we're not going to actually talk about this or actually do this, is a little, I don't know. It's a little odd to me. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. Did you guys notice the fact that you could get this pack on the actual Battle.net server? I feel I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I know a lot of people play mobile via their iPhone, via their Android. Actually, it looks like statistically, more people are actually playing more on iPhone than they are on Android currently, which is a little odd to me. But who knows? Maybe it plays a little bit better, a little bit smoother. I don't know. But the fact that they just now released this later on, 3 months later, after we know majority of the player base has kind of died off and quit playing the game, and it's time for them to start consolidating servers and getting things ready for that. It seems a little odd that they're kind of corrupting the recruit a friend, and here's this extra bonus pack of orbs that's $200 instead of $100, and you get just a little bit more. Like, it seems a little odd, we'll call it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Leave comments down below. What do you guys think? How do you feel about this? Is this something that makes sense to you, or does this make you feel a little jaded? Because I know for me myself, I'm like, okay, well, this is not a good look, Immortal. You definitely need to do something to kind of combat this. Because I know if you buy this through the BattleNet, Blizzard gets 100% of the money. If you buy this same type of pack, or sorry, the $100 package through Google and Apple, they get a portion of that money, right? So it's almost as if they're like, hey, all you whales out there, come buy this pack, so that way I get 100% of the profits because you're a whale, and that's all they care about. But yeah, that's just my opinion right now. I'm sorry, it's a little negative, but it rubs me the wrong way. It really does. Let me know down in the comments below, does this rub you the wrong way, or is this totally acceptable to you? I'm very curious to hear about the public's comments about this, so to speak. And for those of you who didn't know about it, there you go. If you are still a spender in Diablo Immortal, you can spend $200 in the BattleNet shop and get a better deal than if you were to buy it in the actual Google Play Store or the Apple Store. With that, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.
I am here. I will fight to the end. A new ally joins me. I will fight to the end.
They have a monumental journey ahead of them, through wind and rain, from one continent to the next, although some have other ideas. Well, if you're going to fly, you may as well fly better.
Hey, Dad! Are we there yet?
Hi everyone, it's Rax, bringing you my first complete class guide for Diablo Immortal, the Demon Hunter. This is the class that I had played the most by far, and I'd like to think I was one of the most feared Demon Hunters in the entire world in the alpha. So, I want to take you through and cover the overview. What's the class like to play? What are the hierarchy and ideas of a Demon Hunter? We're going to talk about leveling up, we're going to talk about dungeons, PvP, and challenges. I'm going to show you a very easy way to build your Demon Hunters so you can dominate everything. So, the way we will start all of these class guides is talking about the overview. What is it actually like to play this class? And what are its strengths and weaknesses, and what are the key things to know? So the thing for the Demon Hunter is they deal the most damage to bosses, and maybe even the most damage in general, because they have multi-shot, which AoE clears all of the trash as well. So every class in this game can kill trash, right? They can all do that. what it really comes down to is how good are you killing the bosses and the really hard elites and in the raids? And Demon Hunters are just the best. The reason why they're the best is because they can move while auto-attacking, while using their abilities. They can do all three at the same time. So you got to kind of play like an octopus and be pushing all these buttons at the same time. But if you can time it right, the outputted damage that you can release compared to other classes, the only one that's even close is a Necro, is the highest.
I hope that can
So rewards tactical play in PvP. That is true. I have Demon Hunters as the worst PvP class. They just don't really offer anything. They don't have any crowd control. They don't have any devastating attacks. They have the worst movement in the game. Demon Hunters are a struggle in PvP. You essentially just have to follow behind your tanks and try to contribute that way. So beware. If you love PvP, it's going to be tough as a Demon Hunter. They can fight at range while moving. We already covered that. Multi-shot is such a devastating attack. It steals the whole screen with arrows and kills everything. So good for farming. You can use your abilities with primary attacks. Remember, can move, auto-attack, and use your abilities at the same time. Minimal build diversity. Honestly, this kind of applies to most classes. There's not too many builds in Diablo Immortal, but it is true. You're not going to switch many skills on Demon Hunter, which for some might be a plus. You don't get very good buffs. You have your class buff, which gives movement speed to the party, but that's about it. I heard they're potentially going to make some changes to Chakram. Chakram might give extra damage. That might be really good if they change a couple of the powers to make it stationary. You're very squishy, and we already talked about the PvP and the movement. So, super high damage, very low utility buffs, and very bad movement is the payoff. That's what it feels like to play a Demon Hunter. So if you love being the highest DPS or willing to give up some of that quality of life, this is the class for you. If that doesn't sound good, then you got to go to a different one of the guides, all right? Starting out as a Demon Hunter, I'll let you read that. We don't need to cover that. Let's just quickly look over the key skills so I can just tell you what they do. So crossbow shot right now is just the best primary attack. So you get 1 primary and 4 skills. So your 2 primary choices are explosive and crossbow. Right now, crossbow has always been the best. Maybe Blizzard will buff the other one and it'll be good one day. But crossbow is just too good. You can move while shooting it. When you activate your ultimate crossbow shot now, it does more damage and it essentially turns into multi-shot and it just makes you move super fast. And then very commonly, we will take this legendary power, the Hungerer. Crossbow shot now pierces. Remember, we're always moving and always using our primary while we're using our skills. So the fact that we can make our primary pierce is critical. And you'll see with a lot of the set items that we're going to take, it's going to really power everything up. So crossbow shot, according to the alpha and the beta, has always been better than explosive arrow. Daring swing is your only movement skill, and it's really bad. You shoot a little string into the air and you swing forward, and if you collide with anything along the way, you essentially go nowhere. That's your only movement skill. So that's why we set up here Demon Hunters sport pretty much the worst movement in the game. Okay, so that's your only movement ability. Escape sucks. Blizzard's gonna have to buff it before it's good. Impale sucks. Don't play Impale. Knife trap, laser trap. It takes way too long to arm. It does a lot of damage, but it takes way too long. Knockback shot is extremely good with a very specific power. This one, Untempered Hatred. Knockback shot now fires mortars into the sky that bombard enemies within range. So remember how I told you we can use all of our abilities at the same time? Imagine a boss spawning and you use your knockback shot, and as you're going to see in a moment, your Rain of Vengeance, and you're essentially dropping mortars and bombs in a specific area, and you time it correctly. When the boss spawns, all these mortars and bombs and your Vengeance and your multi-shot and your crossbow shot are hitting at the same time, and the boss just instantly dies. It never gets old. It's so satisfying. So this is the key legendary to understand. It changes knockback shot into a fire mortar volley. These volleys that just cascade damage in one area are why demon hunters are so good at killing bosses. Multi-shot is, other than the Crusader pony, is probably the best skill in the entire game. I don't know what the description is, but my description of multi-shot is press one button and delete the entire screen, and you have multiple charges of it. You got 3 charges. You can increase its damage by 10%, but usually the one that you take is either the Breath of Winter, which makes it freeze for PvP, or the Flames Fight, which turns your arrows into...
Level up with the new video editor. Get more AI power than ever. AI background removal. AI noise removal. AI motion tracking. Tons of built-in effects. Direct sharing to TikTok. Buy now. Boost your creativity with the power of AI.
I'm putting together the greatest team ever.
I object!
Now I'm really gonna have some fun.
I'm guessing this is the beginning of something great.
Fire arrows and causes everything to burn. If for some reason they survive, well, now they're burning alive and they die that way. Multi-shot is used in every single build, no exceptions. You'll never take it off of your bar, and I think you get it, if I remember correctly, in the leveling guide, you get it instantly. Yeah, you get the best skill at level 1, so life is pretty easy. Rain of Vengeance, I think, is used in every single build, and it is just amazing with Sky Strikers called this legendary power. Rain of Vengeance instead now summons a flying shadow beast that drops bombs in an area. Remember? Drop the bombs on an area as the boss is spawning. Fire the mortars onto the area that the boss is spawning. The second he spawns, Vengeance, multi-shot, multi-shot, multi-shot while you're auto-attacking. Instant death. It's pretty cute. Sentry is extremely, extremely good. You can lay sentries. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't know is you can place where the sentries are. So mess around with the controls and you can place them wherever you want. And the sentries sit there and shoot and deal damage. And one good or bad thing about sentries is they are targetable by the enemy. So if you really need to live, if you lay a sentry by the enemy, they might go attack your sentry, allowing you to escape. The bad news is if you want the enemies to chase you and not kill your sentries, well, sometimes if you lay a sentry, the monster will go kill your sentry instead, and you lose all the damage, and then you're mad. One thing you can do that's pretty tricky with sentries is set them behind you. You go up to a huge room of monsters, you aggro them all, you set both sentries behind you, and you back up, luring them into their death, also protecting your sentries. So don't sleep on sentries. They're really, really good. Smoke screen is supposed to be a PvP skill. It doesn't work at all and doesn't help at all, so don't use that. Spinning chakram. So there is a power here where enemies hit by chakram suffer 4% additional damage if hit by chakram again. And the chakram now orbits your location for several seconds. It seems like maybe one day this could be good. It's not good yet, but I heard that there's data mine changes where they might allow chakram to stay stationary. If it stays stationary, now wait a minute, now we're talking. We throw the chakram where the boss is going to spawn. We put the bombs, we put the mortars where the boss is going to spawn. The boss spawns, it dies instantly. And it gives us 20% more damage from Slayer's Breaches. We're going to actually have to see how the 20% works. Does it only apply to the Demon Hunter? Does it only apply to Chakram? Does it apply to the whole party? We have to test it. If it applies to the whole party, it might be something that we get. Strafe is pretty good, but the reason why we will pretty much never use Strafe is it goes against the whole mantra of the Demon Hunter. The reason why Demon Hunters are so good is we're moving and shooting and doing all of our abilities at the same time. Strafe interrupts that. While we're strafing, we can essentially only strafe. So for that reason, I pretty much never use it. And then finally, Vengeance is an amazing buff. We take it all the time, and it makes us super powerful. Class consumable. Every class has a special thing, a special buff they can grant to others. Ours is the tracking kit. We make everybody move faster. Not bad. Out of all the attributes, you'll see this on your gear. Strength gives damage. Fortitude gives armor pen. And Vitality gives life. By the way, armor pen is critical hit damage. So damage, critical hit damage. Vitality is life. Willpower gives potency and resistances, which are just not very good. And intelligence gives us nothing. So in short, if you have the choice, all else being equal, strength is the best, because it gives you damage. Fortitude is second best, gives you crit hit damage. And finally, vitality gives you life. Not bad either. Willpower kind of sucks, and intelligence really sucks. Okay? As you get a little bbit further into the game, you're going to be going for family bonuses, and there's two really good ones for the Demon Hunter. First of all, the Wildfire Stone, the family bonus, is it gives you a Hydra. The Hydra itself is alright, but the real reason why this is good is the attribute list allows you to get critical hit chance. That's really good, and there's all skill damage and primary attack damage. Primary attack damage is very good for Demon Hunters. So Wildfire is one of the best ones, along with Vengeance Stone. Your primary attacks have a 2% chance to increase all damage by 100% for 1 second. For most other classes, this wouldn't be very good, but remember, we're always moving with our primary attack. Because of that, this has a lot more value for us than other classes. You can read the rest of the family bonuses, they're just not that good. For normal gems, it's the same rule everywhere. There's red, blue, and yellow gems. Tourmaline is always better than Ruby because Tourmaline gives damage and Ruby gives life. We want to hit harder, not live, right? Sapphire is better than Aquamarine. Sapphire is armor pen, which is critical hit damage, and Aquamarine helps you live. Again, we don't care about living, we want damage. And all the yellow gems suck. Citrine sucks, and so does Topaz. So for here,
Good to see.
whichever one you'll take is just whichever one you have a higher level of.
I hope that can
If you
help.
have a choice in quests of what gems to take Tourmaline as number 1, Sapphire as number 2, then Ruby and Aquamarine, and try to never pick yellow if you can avoid it. So starting with the legendary gems, so the best in slot legendary gems are kind of a snooze fest to talk about, because these are the 5-star legendary gems, which are extremely hard to acquire, right? And pretty much the best in slot legendary gems are the same for every class. They're just the super expensive, almost impossible to find 5-star legendary gems. So instead, let's just talk about the starter legendary gems. These are much more accessible. You could actually find these pretty easily, and it'll make a lot more sense. So Berserker's Eye increases all damage you deal, but it makes you take more damage. We just want to deal more damage. Again, this is a low star gem that you could actually find. Pretty darn good. Everlasting Torment is good for every single class. Critical hits inflict agony. It deals a lot of damage. It's really good. You know, the numbers here don't mean anything until you're actually in the game. Trust me, it does a lot of damage. Then each nearby enemy afflicted increases your attack speed, and it gives you more magic bind. So Everlasting Torment is, you should be super happy if you get this on any class. Karazhan's Invigoration is really only good for Demon Hunters. Other classes who get this gem are going to cry. Increases the attack speed of your primary, increases the damage of your primary. We shoot our primary all the time, the other people don't really care. Fervent Fang is really good. It's really good against bosses. We like killing bosses. We want to be the best boss killer. I also believe that Fervent Fang is given to you from the Battle Pass, so you will get this. Each time you make a hit against an enemy, it increases the damage that they take up to 7.5%, and it increases your damage to elite monsters by another 1.5. This is a really good gem for early on. Lightning Core just shoots out chain lightning. It's really nice. It does a lot of damage. You will certainly get a Lightning Core. I think Lightning Core, they give it to you in the tutorial of the game. So they give you actually a pretty good gem right away. Power and Command is really good as well. It alternates states every 9 seconds. Sometimes it buffs your primary attack, and sometimes it buffs all of your other skills. Remember, we're always using both, so we're always getting that damage increase. So as a Demon Hunter, we love it. Best in slot legendary gem, I'll let you read this. Blood-Soaked Jade just gives you mega damage. Sweeping Vial gives you this huge poison attack. Chips of Stone Flesh petrifies the target. Howler's Call shoots a huge wolf. If you can get any of these, you're going to be cooking, but these are much more accessible.
Darkness.
Awaken things, so you can start awakening your gear. It shows you the order. That's later on. Probably don't have to worry about that.
Do you ever just miss, life? Do you ever just crave a neighborhood that feels like a neighborhood, where you can discover new passions and pastimes? A neighborhood designed to flow around you for a life outside the ordinary.
Then it shows you the full Paragon tree, which is pretty standard across the classes. Probably don't need to sit here and explain it all to you. The basic idea of the Paragon tree, again, is just to get as much damage as possible. In the beginning, you'll be doing a lot of PvE content, and really the only thing you need is more damage. You can just blow through the game. If you play intelligently, you should be able to stay alive for the most part. So we're just going to take a path that's just going to pump up our damage as much as possible, and it's going to take you all the way to Paragon 199, which is going to take you forever to reach. Be aware that there's a slide bar down here, and be aware that there is information up here which is going to show you everything that you're going to pick up. But the main thing we're going for is the damage nodes. The damage nodes and the good active nodes. One critical thing to understand, if you did not know this, is when you're playing, you have to check mark whichever Paragon tree you want the active nodes from. So make sure that you do that with wherever you are in the tree. Okay? So that's the Demon Hunter overview. Now that we've covered that, it's going to be very easy for us to talk about all of the different guides very quickly. So in the leveling guide, you're going to start off with crossbow shot, knockback shot, and you're going to get multi-shot. So you already got 2 of your best skills instantly in the game. You're going to keep crossbow shot and multi-shot forever. At level 3, you get Rain of Vengeance, which is another god tier skill that you never get rid of. At 8, you get Strafe, which is not helpful. Remember, that goes away from the Demon Hunter mantra. We're trying to use all of our skills at the same time and be a ninja. Strafe doesn't let us do that, so we're trying to get rid of Strafe right away. We get our movement skill at 15, so we'll get rid of Strafe. We can shoot our little string into the air and go nowhere, but at least we have our movement skill. Then finally, at level 28, we get Sentry, so we can take away Knockback Shot. Remember, Knockback Shot was really good in our guide, but it's only good when you have the legendary that fires the bomb, the fiery mortars. Sentry is good right away, so just replace Sentry while you're leveling up, and that's going to take you all the way to the top. There's a full guide here on exactly how to find equipment, upgrade the specific legendaries you're looking for. We already talked about the normal legendary gems, how to level up, and here's all the build guides, but don't worry about that. Just do it anyway. So that's how you will level up. At 28, you'll be at full power and you'll be blasting. So now let's say, what if you're farming solo? What should you do? Well, there's a lot of common themes that will apply to every single build guide. Remember, Diablo Immortal's launching. There's not a ton of diversity. You will always use crossbow shot. Always. It's always there. I believe you always use Vengeance in every build. You always use Rain of Vengeance, and you always use multi-shot. So 4 out of your 5 skills never change, no matter what. If that's true here. Here they all are. Here they all are. Yep. And even in PvP, maybe even in PvP, right? It's the same thing. Until they change it. So let's go back. So let's talk about these 4 skills and why we use them. Crossbow shot. Remember, it's our primary. We get the thing that lets it puncture, right? It pierces, and you're dominating. We take Vengeance because it's our buff. It makes us way stronger. We take Rain of Vengeance because, remember, with this specific, I believe it's Sky Striker or Pauldrons. Which guide is this? This is the solo guide? Okay. So he's taking a different rune here, but the main reason, usually, that we use Rain of Vengeance is to take the bombs and kill the boss, right? There's another decent legendary power here, where it has the frost, where it damages and chills enemies and gets them off of you. That's the main reason why we take that. And then multi-shot, you have to take this in every build. Just kills the whole screen for you, and I think your only 2 choices really are, do you use the fire arrows or do you use the frost arrows? So when you're farming solo, what do you take for the 5th skill? Probably Daring Swing. So you can move quickly, right? You just have to get really good at using it. Maybe one day Blizzard will buff it. I hope so, or give us a better movement skill. If you hate Daring Swing, it just is not working for you, then take Sentry. Lay sentries everywhere and let them kill everything for you. Now, for your set items, you have 2 choices, I believe, for every single build for your set items. One is you can take the War Rags of Shalbas, and I believe these are the updated sets that will be on launch. So your primary attack does more damage, it increases your attack speed, and then it increases your attack speed again. Remember, we're always shooting our primary, not the other classes don't do that, so this set is godly for us. If instead you don't want to go for the full out damage on crossbow shot, then there's a little bit more utility that you can use. You can use Isatar's Imbued, and you're going to take 4 pieces of it. Every time you defeat an enemy, you get more movement speed. That's going to really help with solo farming. And the damage you deal is increased by 5% based on your movement speed up to a maximum of 25%. So it gives you damage, it gives you movement speed. And we have 2 more slots, and we'll take Vithu's Urges, and that's going to increase the beneficial duration of everything by 30%. So it's going to give us our buff for longer, which is going to give us more damage and make us move faster. So it's up to you. You either go the full damage route, or you go with the utility and the movement speed. This is the build that you will use if you're farming solo. Now, if you're going to do dungeons, you're going to do pretty much the same thing, except the main thing that's going to change here is, again, the legendary powers here. Now we're going to take that shadowy beast that drops the bombs, and here we're going to take the fire mortars, again, because when you're doing dungeons, the main thing is to kill the boss. Now, we got to lose Daring Swing. We need knockback shot to kill the boss. So you're going to be a little bit slow compared to your teammates. So your teammates should kind of run ahead and kind of clear the room as you kind of catch up. But once you get there and the boss spawns, your job is to delete them. That's how you will play the dungeon guide. It's almost the exact same as the solo guide. We just take knockback shot and we change those 2 legendary powers. We go to the challenge rifts. So challenge rifts are probably the most competitive game mode. And in challenge rifts, we are going to recommend for the 3rd thing, Daring Swing. Now, the problem with challenge rifts is when you get really high is you just die, right? The ranged monsters do so much damage to you that it's hard to stay alive. If you ever get caught as your demon hunter, you're going to die, but Daring Swing will let you jump over an entire group of enemies as you're trying to gather them. So this is probably the best in slot 4th skill to use. Remember, the other 4 are all fixed. If you're feeling extremely confident in your kiting, you don't have to take Daring Swing. Again, you could take Sentry, or you could take, again, Knockback Shot with the Fiery Mortars for more damage. In theory... If you could play that way in the Challenge Rift, it would be better. Another thing you could consider doing in the Challenge Rift is this might be the only game mode where you could consider using Knife Trap. Knife Trap has an arm time, but it does massive damage. If you were kiting and you were careful about where you did it, you might be able to get some very high value out of it. But in group play, right? In group play, we don't need this Daring Swing anymore. We're not going to be going ahead. Somebody else, one of the tanks is going to be going ahead. So your job is to do the most damage and kill the boss again. So that's why you're going to take Knockback Shot. The sets and everything that we just talked about, the best in slot gems, it's all the same. Okay, so now let's talk about the raid guide. The raid guide, again, it's the same exact choice for your 4th skill. If you want movement and you need to be able to dodge the big attacks from the raid bosses, Daring Swing is the only thing that's going to let you dodge that. So, you've got to dodge something, you have to take Daring Swing. If you're extremely confident in your ability to just dodge everything, you're going to play like a god, again, take Knockback Shot, you'll deal more damage. Are you seeing a pattern here? It's pretty much the same thing. And finally, we come to the PvP build. And the PvP, you have to take Daring Swing. If you don't take Daring Swing, you're going to die. And this is where we will take the Frost Arrows on multi-shot to slow our enemies down. And it's pretty much the same. And your strategy is... You need to stay behind your tanks. When they engage, you go forward and you multi-shot, you drop your Rain of Vengeance, and you activate your Vengeance. And Daring Swing, got 2 choices. Use it offensively or defensively. If you've seen that you've badly hurt the enemy and they're retreating, you can Daring Swing forward several times and chop them down. Or if they engage and the fight's not going well and they're starting to pursue you, you Daring Swing directly backwards to get out of the fight and try to escape with your life. So you'll have to make the call. You have to be seeing how brave you're feeling. But for any of these guides, they're all here in full on max roll under Demon Hunter. Every single guide is right here, right? But there are so many similarities between them because it's launch, right? It's not a super complicated game yet. I wanted to show you the main structure of what a Demon Hunter was like, show you how to level up, show you the good gems and stuff, and then show you that 4 of the skills essentially never change. You always use Crossbow Shot, Vengeance, Rain of Vengeance, and Multi-Shot. It's really just a function of what goes